All right, we are live. What's going on? It's your boy Kevin Yee. I got my Enlighten Keto ice cream today. So gonna be eating this throughout the stream. And also, for y'all that don't know, I stream every single Sunday at about 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm actually recently been taking a lot of the content that we take here, repurposing it. Gonna be launching a few more videos. Just think we have a lot of great discussions, man. I've been really enjoying this live stream format, and a lot of other people have been really liking it too. So it just gives me a chance to just have a really personal interaction with you guys. I already got the one like already. Let's start the like train, guys. I would appreciate it. Um, and it really makes my day to see like these videos, these freeform videos just do so well. So last week we killed it. I'm hoping that we have another hot week. If not, it's all good. People are still trying to figure it out and stuff, but let me kind of highlight some of the comments. Wow, for some reason my comment section is really blown out. We already got Andrew in the house. He goes, "Hi Kevin, what's going on?" Thanks, Andrew B. You've been the MVP for a while, man. Really appreciate it. And by the way, this week was really interesting because I want to give a recap of my week and what I'm up to. Before we kind of start, kind of comment below what are some of your plans for 2020. Kind of tell me some of your goals. One of the huge initiatives I have really is to help as many of you guys as much as possible. I've been actually taking a lot of one-on-one calls with a lot of people. If you guys haven't subscribed to my email list, you probably missed that. Probably going to do a few more as soon as I can carve out a little bit more time. They are quite time intensive, but I've been trying to just keep a one-on-one interaction. So I think it's really great. Kevin Yee, the ninja with the big D, laugh my ass off. What's going on, Isaac? Congrats on 10K subs. Should be happening right now. Oh shoot, am I on 10K right now? Dude, I would be stoked. I wasn't quite sure if I would hit 10K before the end of like the end of the year. I think I might be a little bit under. So let me kind of pull up my subscribers. Now it says I'm about 40 away. So if you take a look at my Google Analytics, hold on for a second. Let's see if I can just focus on that. Hold on. Ugh, fuck. Anyways, it says, well, anyways, it says 9,960. So I'm 40 away. I think I was a little higher just a few days ago, but maybe it's not updated or maybe I lost a few. It's all good, man. It's not about hitting that 10K. It's about really having the right people. I'm actually about to purge a lot of my email subscribers off Refugee Hustle and stuff just because they've been inactive. So if you haven't, like if you guys are subscribed onto my list, make sure open it because I'm going to be sending an email out pretty soon, just unsubscribing a lot of people. I just want to make sure that the people I do attract, because I honestly, I feel like a lot of people were following Refugee Hustle because of Joe, and Joe really helped out a lot. Right. Honestly, nothing but respect for him. But this is more my personal email. So if people like, I just want to make sure that people are there for a reason. I don't want to waste people's time. I don't want to spam people. I just want to make sure people are there because really at the end of the day, I want to lead the next generation to generational wealth, to a rich life, to a fulfilling, purposeful life. Because I think over the last month, I've really kind of found my purpose and stuff as well. Thank you for those other 3 people that have liked this video as well. Really appreciate it, y'all. Sedu Abbas says, "Yo, bro, how you doing?" Doing pretty well this week, man. This week was actually a little rough. Not sure if you can kind of tell, but maybe if I switch to my other, well, if you see right over here, I actually cracked my phone and I was like, fuck. But you know, it was really good. I got to spend a lot of time with my family. Spent the first Christmas in 5+ years. Like, I can't remember like last time I spent that much time with my family. Honestly, they drive me a little fucking crazy sometimes. Just got back from a Thanksgiving. No, not Thanksgiving. My grandma's 81st birthday. So I just Instagrammed it. Make sure to follow me on Instagram too if you haven't already. So I was doing that and I actually finished all my Dan Pena notes. I literally wrote out, guys, I want to show you the guys this. Like, this is crazy. Like what I do, I've been doing all this week. Damn it, I can't find my notes for some reason. But I literally wrote out 50 plus pages from Dan Pena and stuff. I'm really getting ready for that to hit the ground running when I get back into California too. So yeah, man. Sadu Abbas says, I'm planning if I'm making 20 million next year. Are we talking USD? Are we talking about Filipino pesos? Kind of tell me what your vision is. Finishing my bachelor's degree, trying to get into weightlifting and making new friends. Dude, so one of the things I learned from Dan Pena and through myself actually too, like a lot of time we use words like try, man, and try is usually a subconscious way of us like trying, like failing, right? And it already implies failing, man. Just say you're gonna fucking do it and just do it, bro. So if you're looking into lifting weights, man, just do it. You're a weightlifter, start tomorrow, man. Like it really does not take that much like, man, sometimes we just make things so complicated. I know right now, even for Dan Pena's and acquiring and merging businesses, like I feel the same way. I felt the same way with yoga like a month or two ago. I was just delaying it. Same with Muay Thai, but just half the battle is just showing up, right? So if you just show up to the gym, like I guarantee that you can just start doing it. It really does not take that much thought. What coffee beans do you use? Says Armor Ghost. Well, I had some really great Lavazza. Is it Lavazza? Lavazza? I think it's Lavazza beans from Costco. Those were really good. They were really good for like cold brews and stuff like that. But I've ordered specialty beans too from Amazon as well. I can't remember the different brands. I mean, I guess I could look it up on my. I haven't purchased them in a long time. But because these days typically I buy a lot of my coffee, just from like I buy pre-made type of cold brew and stuff like that. I really love the Chameleon brand a lot, but in terms of beans, I guess I could pull up my Amazon order. I haven't done coffee beans in a while, and you guys can probably see the last time I did coffee beans. Oh yeah, so these are the type of beans. I haven't purchased them since 2015 apparently. I think I've purchased them a lot sooner, but I've been going to I've been getting dark roast coffee cult and stuff like that. That was really delicious. And there were some other beans I recently bought too. So those are some of the beans I've been using as well. So let me go back into the chat really quick. Yoda said it first. Do or do not. There is no try. That is true. Like so true, man. And that's one of the things I've been just working on recently is just like not overthinking things, just doing without thinking. And I think a lot of time, unless you're in healthcare or you're a pharmacist or you're in a very not high risk, or what's the word I want to say? It's like like there's a significant, unless there's a significant consequence, like somebody dies or something like that, quite often we can just do, and even if we fuck up, then we can always repair things on the back end, right? And so like for me, I've just been kind of just speaking my mind a lot more. I don't filter myself. At least sometimes I will hesitate. I will think about, oh shit, should I say it? But half the time now I just blurt it out and just speak my mind, and I'm unapologetic about it because that is how I truly feel nowadays. And so I think like if there's anything that I want to do, I just do it. I don't even say the word try. I just do it, So later tonight, I'm actually going to be working on my LinkedIn, taking care of kind of business end on pharmacy mergers and acquisitions and all that. So that should be really fun, man. Is organic food actually better? I don't know. I would like to think that it's a lot better, right? And I would like to think that, those crops are well taken care of, man. But who knows at the end of the day. But I choose to buy organic food just because the price difference is not that much better, and plus it sets the intention for me to actually take care of my body, to really invest in not necessarily the cheap stuff. Sometimes, like, dude, I was talking about this with my really good friend the other day. Or actually just earlier today, we met at God, of all places, we met at Starbucks. But But I've been drinking that. My brother got me this like Starbucks gift card, so I've been just drinking a nitro cold brew over there. Pretty decent, man. Not bad. Not bad for like a chain coffee type of thing. But we were just talking, and we were just talking about like being in a Asian family. Typically, we always go for the really cheap shit, the really cheap stuff, and we're like, dude, it's just like there's something so satisfying but getting a good deal. But sometimes that stuff, if you're so focused on price, it's not always good for you. You should really prioritize um like quality of food, what you put in your mouth and stuff. But no one's perfect, man. I'm not perfect. I tend to do a lot better when I'm home back in California as well. Subdues Abbas says, "How did you get into Dan Pena's course?" Well, it's not necessarily a course; it's more of a seminar. So I paid a lot of money. I applied for it. I just got in at the right time, right? I don't think he has a stringent type of application process. It was quite a bit of money. It was about 20k worth, but in my opinion, it was really worth it. And maybe it's just me justifying it, but after the seminar, I just came out feeling a lot more understanding myself a lot more, understanding that I'm exactly where I am based off my current habits right now. What are the habits of rich people, a pathway to generational wealth? Understanding there's a whole world that I didn't know. I thought I kind of knew business, right? But it turns out I really didn't. And so I've been learning more of the financials of businesses as well, and just really connecting with this whole business world. Like I've been talking to finance people. I was talking to my cousin earlier about mergers and acquisitions, what his plans are. When people say investment banking, like I understand what they do. Whereas before I had no fucking clue. Like if you're a finance major, I had no clue what your major was. But now I sort of have this appreciation for CPAs or accountants or accounting firms, like the big four, like and and lawyers and stuff. Like I'm actually quite interested in what they do now. So I think it's been really cool, and it's really taught me to be a lot more intentional and more clear about the goals that I'm trying to set as well. So I'm actually going to be going to Toastmasters at the end of the week as well. So I think it would be really, really cool. Any cool plans for New Year's? Says Tim Kirk. No, not really for the most part. I mean, I still go out, but not as much anymore just because I've been just really driven on the goals and all that as well. By the way, for those, I got 1 thumbs down, 5 thumbs up. For those 5 people or 4 people who haven't liked or disliked this video, I would appreciate if you would shoot me a quick thumbs up, man. But as far as cool plans, I think I'm just gonna do dinner with friends, maybe stay up until midnight. Honestly, as I get older, it doesn't really matter as much anymore. Like I just don't have the patience to wait in lines anymore. It's really weird. Back in the day, I would wait in lines forever just to get in the coolest club and shit. But these days, I don't care, man. I don't even drink. So like, dude, that stuff is like whatever. I just love hip hop. I mean, that's the one thing I love. That's my guilty pleasure. I just love hip hop, and as long as there's good music and stuff, that's all I really care about, and good people too, you know. So and plus the clubs these days, there's a lot of younger people as well. So nothing against the younger people, but I just don't want to be, I mean, like chilling with college kids and fraternities and shit. That's just, I mean, I'm just too old for that. Dude, why don't you do consulting or hop on other jobs? All it really takes is a referral. I've seen tons of people from music degree and other random stuff work in so many fields. Because at the end of the day, consulting doesn't really fit my lifestyle. My good friend, he was a big, like the big four world consultant type of thing. He was one level away from partner level. So, I mean, I have a pretty good idea of what being a consultant is, and it just doesn't fit the lifestyle, man. It's really stressful, all that sort of stuff. Not to say the stuff that I do isn't stressful, but you know, I just want, like, I just want a more, I guess, remote type of thing, remote type of work, and work that I feel like is making huge impact. You know, not to say consulting, you don't make a huge impact at all. But, and also I want to have control over my time, control over my location. That's really important to me. And I don't feel like I'm really meant to be a 9 to 5er at all. Like that's just my opinion, but I just don't feel like I feel that mold. And I understand my needs, my wants, how I work, and not to say like 9 to 5 suck, right? A lot of time, like looking back on it, if I were to tell a lot of people, right, being a fucking business owner sucks. Like I understand what people mean now because your income is inconsistent. Sometimes you hit it really big, sometimes you suck complete ass. And it's just like it's just the nature of business sometimes. It comes with a lot of headache. I think what we're really looking for is a revenue stream that fits in our ideal lifestyle. I think that's the most important thing. And I think the first step really is to write down what you want. What do you want in your relationships, right? Both personal, both your friends, family. Like, what kind of relationships do you want in your life? Start off with your health, both mental health, physical health, all that sort of stuff too, right? And then start off health, wealth, and health, wealth, and relationships. So, and also your financial life. Like, how much do you need to sustain a lifestyle that you really want? What's like the minimum lifestyle that you want? What's the most bougiest lifestyle that you want? And calculate it, right? I think that's really important to have absolute clarity. And then you can know whether a particular lifestyle is for you or not. But, you know, like, I think at the end of the day, like, you know, not everybody wants to be an entrepreneur. I understand that now. Whereas before I was like, dude, why doesn't anyone want to be an entrepreneur? It sucks, dude, sometimes. Like, it really is. It causes a lot of headache. It's probably why I have no hair. No, just kidding. But yeah. Tim Kirk, one of his plans is to give us a 300-minute stream upon hitting 10K subs. Holy shit. 30 minutes would be like 5 hours. Holy shit, that would be long. I don't even think I have the energy to do that. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes when I do these streams, like my voice is just like so shot after these streams, because I'm not like a typical mukbanger or anything like that. I don't eat in front of y'all or anything like that. So I feel like the need to keep on talking. Like, if you ever realize, there's very little pauses within my live streams. I'm just nonstop talking and stuff like that. So yeah. Muay Thai, says Andrew. Muay Thai is spelled with Thai, by the way. How do Chinese people view morality and vices? Depends. I mean, like, I feel like Chinese values are really based off, like, and keep in mind, I'm not the most like traditionalist, like when it comes to Chinese culture and stuff. I'm very proud of being Chinese. Don't get me wrong. I'm very proud of being Asian. I'm very proud of being my heritage. But at the end of the day, too, like, there are some things I disagree about. I think a lot of it is like saving face, having like the core principles of like the core Confucius like principles. I really agree with, right? Showing respect toward elders and stuff like that. But I think there comes a certain point, like recently I've been breaking all that, right? Like I just speak my mind, and that's not totally unheard of in Chinese like tradition and stuff. I mean, it's like, dude, you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to respect your elders and stuff like that. And so I feel like a lot of it is based off of like a lot of the traditional type of morals. I totally agree with. Now, the Chinese culture really changed after the whole Communist Party takeover as well, right? This is from my understanding. They were taught to like kind of just like throw out a lot of those older traditions, and so that's why you see like you know, principles like cheating is okay, and like people taking a shit at Disney World and stuff. One really great channel I like to watch is actually China Uncensored. Really great channel, by the way. Talks a lot about like the change in culture between Chinese. Dan Locke versus Dan Pena. Really no comparison, to be honest with you. I think Dan Pena, like, in terms of like, so here's my, I wouldn't say my gripe with Dan Locke, but here's the thing with Dan Locke. Dan Locke is really, you'll find this a lot, right? And this is the number one, if you watch a lot of the criticism videos, which I believe is kind of like this part is true, is that especially with Dan Locke, he takes a lot of the stuff. I mean, he's a master at stealing people's stuff and make it his own. Like even FU Money, if you open up Ecker's like book, it's almost not exact word for word, but it's pretty damn similar, right? And I think Dan actually openly admits that none of his ideas are his per se, but it's this area of like not false authority, but the perception of an authority when you really have no experience. And you're gonna see that in this online world. There's a lot of people that have no authority, like giving advice, and they have no authority over stuff, right? I try my best not to fall into that category. I just want to make sure that people know my experience of doing XYZ, and we all got to start somewhere. But I feel like it's kind of inauthentic to say that you're an expert on the for example, if you're an expert on closing and you never closed a deal before. I find that to be very unethical, to be honest with you. But Dan Pena, and I don't want to take away from Dan Locke because he actually is a really great marketer. Maybe the fulfillment side is lacking sometimes, but he is really great at knowing what his audience wants and stuff like that. Dan Pena, really great guy. It's kind of an asshole, to be honest with you. No, just kidding. He is very hard, but he has a lot of business experience. I mean, there's no way you can scam your way into a castle, right? He knows what he's talking about. He's been doing business for a long time, and based off of what I see, a lot of smart people go. Like, I honestly met like Harvard MBA students and a lot of rich people going there. So I feel like Dan holds this really OG type of reputation and stuff. So I learned a lot from him, and I plan on I'm actually applying his principles, and we'll see when I get my first flip, man. So yeah. Why do Chinese men love smoking and gambling? Dude, I'll tell you this, man. My grandfather used to love smoking and gambling too. I don't know what it is about smoking and gambling. There's a lot of luck in like Chinese culture too. Like you'll see this superstitiousness in Chinese culture and stuff. Actually in Asian culture, to be honest with you, right? And yeah, I don't know why, man. They have really bad habits and shit. 20K, shit. Yeah, I know, Tim. But this is the thing about investing, right? When I go into an investment, I'm not I get comments like let me share one of the comments that I got literally just before the stream. I'm just gonna show you guys just so I can just kind of talk about it and highlight it just in case anybody wants to take a look at this or anything like that, because I think it's really important, because I think there's a lot of not dumb people, that's not the right word, but uneducated people trying to invest in these programs. And by the way, I mean, I've been responding to almost every single comments, right? For the most part, but like for example, I got this comment: why don't you warn people about price? The fact that you have to invest $5,000+ to get the full course, there's no guarantee. You spell guarantee wrong, and that's an understatement. 99% of people get nothing out of the course other than debit, which he means debt, right? And it's like those type of things where it's just like, dude, you don't, first rule of investing, you don't treat it like a fucking magic pill. This is not going to change your, no course at the end of the day, no high ticket program is going to, unless you're buying a business or you're buying a done for you service, there's no magic pill. Okay. That's the first thing. So people need to stop victimizing themselves, right? Second thing, you always have a fucking choice. Do your due diligence, caveat emptor. Even the dead Romans suggested you to do this, right? So I'm so sick and tired of seeing people just oh, blah, blah. A lot of time there's a refund policy and stuff. If it doesn't, people throw out the word scam way too fucking often, right? I feel like a scam is when you buy something, you don't get jack shit. Now, there's a difference between scam and under-delivered, but usually there's a refund policy. And if you ever feel like you're being scammed, guys, don't pay with a debit card. Pay with your freaking credit card, right? This is basics, man, because use your, that's what credit cards are for. Therefore, they protect you essentially, right? That's how I've viewed them, right? Um, and so, and third thing, just because I like the number three, third thing that is really important is really to understand where you're trying to go so you can see if this product, this service, this course, this whatever plugs in the gap for you. For example, right? If I want to get into sales and I don't know jack shit about sales, well, how does this course help fit in that gap? Does it fill in a skill gap or knowledge, right? Does it fill in accountability, mentorship type of gap? Like, what gap does it fill? And I think like, I don't blame people for not knowing, right? But like, dude, I hate when people start victimizing themselves because you always have a choice, and it's so easy to point the finger at these bad gurus and shit. And shame on the gurus too. Sometimes they have false, like, not false claims, but over exaggerated claims, maybe sometimes false too, right? The FTC should really go in there and shut down these businesses. I think you'll see a huge a huge surge of like the FTC coming in and just banning, like, and just like dropping the ban hammer. They do keep a close eye on these digital businesses as well. So those are just my thoughts, by the way, but I don't know how I yeah, so I just had to get that off my chest. Tim says, I think a 9 to 5 is okay if you like your coworkers and you can tolerate your job. At least find it somewhat fulfilling and somewhat enjoyable. That's very true. Like, as long as like it fits that type of thing. But for me, it doesn't fit the remote. Like a typical 9 to 5 doesn't fit the remote aspect for me. Doesn't fit the scalable income gap for me. It doesn't hit like the hustling with the homies, like working with people that light me up. Doesn't fit a lot of the things. And even with pharmacy, it wasn't the challenges I really wanted to attack, if anything, right? The only dream cush jobs I can think of are government. Okay, cool. I don't know. You feel people think healthcare is the main field where people can get 100K plus jobs, because there's so many jobs that pay well without taking loans, without being in 4 to 10 years. Yeah, exactly. I don't. It's the number one career that a lot of people just shove down your throats, like at least in Asian culture, right? I mean, obviously you can be a lawyer and stuff, or an accountant, all that sort of stuff, but even like consulting, like you don't need to go through so many years like us pharmacists did, and you can make more money. If you start up like copywriters, for example, they can make a lot of money depending how experienced you are as well. So there's a lot of different fields. I mean, that's why I'm saying don't think about the money first. So like, think about the lifestyle that you want, and does it fit into that lifestyle? Because it doesn't matter how much you make if you're going to be miserable at the end, right? Nawando Priam says, hey Kevin, just finished my first semester at MCPHS Manchester. It went all right. Just wanted to let you know if you have any advice on tackling the second semester. Really, it's been a long time since I've been in school, man. Probably not the best person to ask, Nawando. What I would recommend is actually talk to a recent, like maybe a P3 man. If you're P3, P2 man, ask them for advice. If they're not too busy, man, just have them give you a heads up. And I think that's the best way, because yes, I could give you an answer, but I don't think it would really help you, man. Dan Locke just entered chat. Sup, says Clamaris. Will you ever go back and work as a pharmacist, or have you given it up for good? I don't foresee myself working as a pharmacist, to be honest with you. I just know what I want these days, and like, it's weird. I think I was telling my friend this. I'd rather just commit seppuku than go back to pharmacy. And like, I never want to say never, because, you know, it's just really highly unlikely that I'm going to go back to pharmacy at this point. I'd rather be rolling up pharmacies. I feel like I was meant for something bigger. I've worked so hard to kind of distance myself from practicing in the pharmacy. Not to say it's a bad career, but just not a good career for me, man. So I've kind of given that up. I'm new to your channel, says Jose. What is the best advice that you've ever gotten? I'm trying to think, man, because honestly, I can't think of the best advice that I've gotten, but one of the pieces of advice that I usually recommend, like that has recently always been on my mind, and you'll see me, like if you see my more recent videos, I advocate this a lot, is it's not advice I've gotten, but people were always like, okay, like one of my really good friends, Tom, right? I always ask him for advice. He's one of the people I confide in. I always like ask him for his opinion on certain situations. He's just a lot older. And having him in my corner, he's like, well, Kevin, what are you trying to, I already know he's going to ask me, well, Kevin, what are you trying to do? What's the end destination? What's your vision? What's your end goal? And for a long time, I couldn't answer that question. I would just try new things, and I just was always so confused about what I wanted. But it wasn't until maybe and I'm still working this vision out, but it wasn't until like, I would say since Dan Pena's, like, until I think early December, where I started writing down what I wanted, the things I wanted, my lifestyle that I wanted every single day, refining it, right? And I think that would help me a lot figure out what I want to do. And it made a lot of decisions easy for me. So that's why it's so easy for me to say that doing pharmacy doesn't fit my goal, my vision, what I want to do. Oh shit, and my ice cream was melting this whole time. But that is something that's really important, because a lot of people, ooh, this is pretty good, man. It's Enlighten Ice Cream. A lot of people, they struggle with figuring out what they want to do for a living, their purpose, their passion, right? You'll hear this a lot. And I think like one of the things I realize is that things like passion aren't built overnight. It's built with time, right? And through refining your vision and stuff. So that's kind of the best thing that I've been really implementing, and really having good people like Tom by my side, like more experienced people, more people to kind of lead you and stuff as well. So I want to be that role model eventually for the younger generation. But there's a lot of people who are a lot more experienced than I am that I learn from every single day. I just share my views and stuff as well. New here. How much have you made from closing, and how to get clients as a beginner? So from closing, total amount, I'm actually not quite sure. I usually calculate things on a monthly basis. But when I started out closing in the beginning, I was only making about $2,000 per month. And it was really hard. And it wasn't because of my client. It was because I fucking sucked. How I knew this, because there were other experienced closers in the game, not 5 plus, like 20 plus years, killing it. I was like, fuck, what am I doing wrong? What can I do better, right? And so since that time, I started asking them, what is your process? What are you doing that I'm not doing? I tried implementing a lot of the strategies, and it really worked, right? I started seeing my income go to like 3K, then 5K per month. And then November and October, I was close to hitting anywhere from 10 to 14K per month. December, I kind of took off because of going Dan Pena's, and plus it's also a really slow month for closing typically. But that kind of gives you an essence of how much I've kind of made and stuff. So it wasn't easy. As for getting clients, I do have a video coming out for it, but one of the easiest ways, I would say, go on Upwork. If you're looking, like, that's a short-term strategy. Go on Upwork. There's also closing. I wouldn't say necessarily go to a Dan Locke closing team. Go to there's these agencies out there, agencies full of closers and stuff like that. You want to make sure that they have an active client, that people are actually making money on the team. See how much revenue they're making per week or per month, to kind of gauge like how much you can make as well, right? And as long as there are experienced people on there, That's what I would do. I would jump on that. But more importantly is if you want clients, like really high profile clients, you want to make sure that you set up these relationships early when you don't need anything, right? And for me, a lot of these relationships, they took about half a year to a year to kind of mature. And it wasn't until then where I started getting a backlog of clients and stuff like that. So that was kind of my experience, but I do have a video coming out on it. I actually pulled a few clips from last week's stream because guys, last week's stream was fire, son. So yeah, man. Are you a JVZoo affiliate? No, I am not. So here's my thing about affiliates, man. The only affiliates I do, and I forgot who I was talking about them. Oh, I was actually talking to one of my viewers about this during our one-on-ones. But I was telling people, like, there is a real gray area in marketing, right? Where it's like you can easily make money through affiliates, and you'll see people give reviews on products that they never used. And so for me, one of the things that I feel very strong about is only providing affiliates for either things that I personally use that I endorse that I like. Second thing is for products. Let's say it's an Amazon affiliate and I have a dream list. Being very open, telling people, hey, I've never used this product, but I really want this product. It's on my dream list, right? I think that's ethical, right? Having open communication about my relationship with that product as well. So no, I have not used video intelligence or anything like that. But honestly, if you want, like, look for affiliates or products. If you want to go an affiliate route, man, a lot of different ways to make money. And a lot of ways that you see people make tons of money is actually through paid traffic. So what they'll do is they'll usually, so you need a traffic source. So you'll see things like native like type of things where it will drive to, you'll see these like article like pages driving to an offer, right? You'll see like there's a lot of different ways. Like there's pay-per-click, there's Facebook and stuff like that. You need a traffic stream, right? And it usually drives to an offer or a landing page or something like that. And what I found about that world, it was really unethical. Like you'll see people not only stealing each other's shit half the time, but you would see these really shitty offers. And this is why I decided not to go down the paid affiliate marketing route, even though you can make a lot of money. I would see things like diabetes cure. And if you guys know, I am a healthcare professional. It's not ethical for me to promote things like a diabetes cure when I know this is probably bullshit, right? This probably is selling a fake dream, and I don't believe in that, right? And so that's the whole thing. Like I have to believe in the product, right? I have to use the product myself, or I have to be transparent and tell people, hey, I want this product as well. So that is kind of my thing. Really look for affiliate programs that you've used for yourself or products that you used and see if they have an affiliate as well. Seton asks, did you read FU Money? If so, are there techniques that you've integrated in your life? Actually, you know what? Surprisingly, after even all this Dan Locke controversy, FU Money is a really good book. I actually still listen to it from time to time because, like I said earlier, Dan Locke is really great at taking other people's stuff and kind of repurposing it, right? So some of the things I use from FU Money is like the daily income goal, the weekly income goal, that sort of planning really helped bring a lot of clarity in my life. I probably need to redo it again because I'm more minimalistic now. I know I don't want a house. I know I don't want a lot of different things, but I'm probably going to go back to it and kind of reverse engineer what I want as well. But that book is really good, especially if he's offering for free. Guys, that was a really great book. I highly suggest, like, regardless of how you feel about Dan Locke, that was a really great book. Find a copy online. I'm not sure if he's still offering for free, but you should download it. Tim Kirk says, Can you share some advice about how someone should deal with failing in certain aspects of life, like business, job interview, or dating? I fail a lot in life. I think it's very interesting. So I had a really good conversation with my friend Anna, right? And she is a physician assistant, but we were talking a lot about things like working out and how like some people, they just really struggle with working out, and we all struggle with it. We wake up, we feel like it's a chore and we're just like, fuck, we have to go to gym, and we have all this resistance, right? But ask anybody who works out, they've probably been through that phase. But as soon as you kind of accept it, like, hey, dieting is a way of life, or working out, that is a way of life, it makes it so much easier, right? And so where I'm getting at is failure is a part of life, man. Um, Keep in mind, it's almost like investing. If you're not failing, you're probably not trying hard enough, right? This is like kind of like the price to pay to action, right? So typically, I remember when I was first doing closing and stuff in business, I would get rejected all the time, and it would fucking suck. It would hurt because, it wasn't the fact that it would hurt my ego, man. And I think closing has been a very relieving experience, knowing that it, closing, like, I've been having to separate my ego, my pride and stuff, and just kind of disconnect from that. And I think when you're going through things like job interviews, dating, or anything like that, um, it's just a part of life, man. And you just gotta, it's like that story of kissing more frogs. Dan Pena always says this. You gotta kiss enough frogs to hit your goal. And I think life is kind of a numbers game where it's a gentle art of like kind of optimizing your best chances, but also putting in enough reps, because unless you put in enough reps, you'll never be good at anything, right? And that's one of the things that's why people say, like, just don't think so much, just do it, right? And that's where that concept comes in. But I know how much it sucks to kind of be paralyzed by fear. And sometimes when you're in the moment, it's really hard to kind of convince yourself otherwise. But think about it like this. If you don't do anything, what is the cost of inaction? What is it costing you by doing nothing? What is it costing you by not going on that, by not applying to interviews? What is it costing you by not talking to that girl that you think is attractive? What is it? Do you feel like, will you ever get a date at this rate? What happens if that girl was the one? She's going to be holding your future children, be the mother of your children, and all you needed to do was talk to her, but you missed that opportunity, right? Sometimes we take our life for granted so much, and we gotta remember, we're not gonna die. We're like most things in life, we're not gonna die. It's not a life changing experience, right? Or maybe like it's not like a life and death experience, right? And so I think coming in with that mindset, it makes things a lot better. And the quicker you come to terms accepting that part of life is part of being comfortable with the uncomfortable, the better off you'll be. So that's kind of like my thoughts and what I've been going through recently as well. So Tim, I just want to let you know you're not alone. Like, dude, we all go through it, bro. And that's why we have mediums like this where we can just talk about shit, and talk about our problems, man. So feel free to reach out to me, Tim, if on a personal level, if you need to, man. So have you ever realized that your school doesn't matter to the extent of you can be in the same place as anyone else, as long as you properly build relationships and work to an extent? That is my exact point, man. Like, that's why I'm saying, like, in this digital age, the playing field has leveled. You can literally meet anyone that you want through the digital age. And that's the beautiful thing about the times we live in, right? And so, like, that's why I'm so excited that, you can meet anyone from any different profession. All you got to do is have the balls just to kind of approach them, right? And just shoot someone a message and just be like, hey, I would love to take you out to coffee. I would love to kind of learn more about XYZ industry. And during that conversation, see their story and then ask them, hey, is there anyone else that you think I should be talking to if I want to do XYZ? I'd love to kind of hear your input. That's when that's an essential skill, man, that is so underutilized. But, the thing about technology too, it's also very paralyzing, especially these new Gen Zers. I think that's the new generation. But these a lot of Gen Zers are really scared to talk to people, right? Sometimes I'm scared to talk to people too, especially like in real life. But then again, back to Tim's point, we're not gonna die like just by talking to someone, right? Unless they have a knife or some shit like that. But yeah, Tim says great points, great advice. Thanks, man. Man, I've been already streaming for 45 minutes, and look at this ice cream, man. By the way, cool fact: this is Enlighten Ice Cream, not sponsored, but like the macros on this are really great. 16 grams of fat, 11 grams of carbs, 2 grams are dietary fiber, 8 are sugar alcohols, and 2 grams of protein. So per serving, there's 4 in this thing. I think I ate half like earlier today, so I'm eating the other half. I'm probably gonna save the last fourth, dude. I can't eat this much, man. It's a lot. All right. Any other comments, guys? I'd love to hear any questions that you have or anything like that. Meanwhile, I'm gonna promote my friend really quick. You should check out my friend Rich. If you guys are interested in marketing and all that, let's see if you guys are interested in marketing and all that, make sure to check my friend's website, Rich and Niche /Kevin. My friend is actually, I'm going to be in this marketing course. I've been telling people about this marketing course on my email list too, just because I'm going to be taking it. Rich is actually one of my really close friends. If you watched a few of our Mafia videos, he's actually our narrator a lot of time. And he has this early coupon code where you can save $250. So really great stuff, man. I would really highly recommend that you check him out. So it's about, I guess, $500. So if you guys are a closer, you want to understand the holistic aspect of closing or holistic aspect of marketing, because I believe that every single, like, one of the biggest assets for me was to really that I had over other people is that I understand marketing. I was a marketer first before going into closing and stuff like that. So it really helps. And plus you never know. You meet more people. Maybe they'll help you find your first client for for your closing stuff. And marketing is just a holistic part of life. So that's what I think, man. So those are just my 2 cents. But enough shameless plugs. If no one has anything else, man, I'm going to end the stream then because I'm going to do some work. But, I think like some really cool things that I saw that I've been seeing recently is like on YouTube, and this will probably be one of my last points, but one of the really great things about YouTube right now that I'm seeing is a lot more organic videos like what we're doing right now, but people just turning on the camera, no fancy editing, and it's going back to the old age of YouTube, which I really enjoy right now. And one person I do want to highlight and as well is not this dumbass comment, but hold on for a second. One person I do want to highlight this week is actually and I'm gonna look at my face right now. Like, dude, that's so funny. But I'm gonna pull up this person's channel. You should go check it out. I'll provide the link too. But Vanessa Lao actually had a really solid video today. She had her video, I don't know what to do. She talks a lot about her imposter syndrome and all that sort of stuff. And I just thought it was such a great story about it. I'm going to actually share it in the comments below. Or actually you guys can look it up. But her video today was really really great because I think it's something that we all go through. Like if you don't know Vanessa Lau's story, and I actually scouted her out back early, probably January, right? I scouted her out, and she grew really really quick. Is it because she's an attractive young Asian girl? Maybe part of it, right? But she had a few videos go viral, right? And I think it was the right timing for her because a lot of people go viral, but they don't know why they go viral, like, or they don't know how to sustain the virality, right? And Vanessa was straight killing it. She like literally she was at like 100 subscribers when I first scouted her, and she's really gone through everything, and she literally tears up in this video and really spoke to me a lot. So if you get a chance, make sure to watch Vanessa, and leave a comment, man. Just be like, hey, Kevin Yee sent you. So like that'd be really cool if you guys want to do that. But I highly recommend checking that content out, by the way. Dude, did you hold on, let me go back into my video. Abanzar Abel says, do you had a friend who did consulting and was almost a partner? Did you do a video with him? Yes, I did. So yeah, he's actually one of my closest friends, man, and we've been through a lot. So yeah, man, he's only one step away from partner, man. So it's really crazy, but really smart guy. There's something about consultants where they just like know how to position things really, really well. I'm not sure if it's just my friend, but it's just in general really, really smart as well. So, anyways, I think we're gonna wrap up. Happy early New Year! Kill it the next decade. I'll do it. Refugee Hustle Army. Thanks, man. Appreciate it, homie. Yeah, and like honestly, this year. So I'll tell you this, like I mentioned this to my email list, but I'm really committed to highlighting a lot of great content creators, people that I think are cool. I think in the past I kind of held out, like maybe it's a little bit of scarcity about like shutting out channels, but I just want to spread the wealth. I want to help. I want to share resources that I go to, people that I follow that have really helped me. And the more I can do that, I feel like it'll come 100x back to me as well. So this year, I just want to help as many people on a very personal level. And I think that's something that's lacking on the internet, right? And if you guys want to help spread my brand, man, like I would love that. You don't need to pitch it or anything like that, but if you ever know someone that's going through a rough time, I'd really appreciate it. And maybe I can like jump on a call. Like what I want to do is block out more time for my fans and viewers as well, right? Is it going to be sustainable long term? Probably not, right? This is not the way to build a brand or build a sustainable high ticket program, right? But that's not the goal, because I think what I want to do and why I really like Dan Pena was because he kind of showed me a way to make money somewhere else, so I don't have to solely rely on a YouTube channel or creating a high ticket program or anything like that. Because not to say like high ticket programs are getting a bad rap. I believe in high ticket programs. They're so necessary because it makes you accountable for your actions, right? But at the same time, there's a part of me where I just want to give freely out of my heart. I don't want to pitch people like a high ticket program and stuff like that half the time. I feel like I just want to give completely free out of my heart. And I know it's going to disrupt the industry, but if I can make money through M&A or something like that, then that would be really great. So that's like my intention. And so I can give my time freely to others, right? It's kind of hard to help yourself it's kind of hard to help others if you can't help yourself out. And so that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to create generational wealth so I can just continue the giving and stuff like that, because this is where me and Dan Pena are very different, where well, actually we're not actually that different. Dan Pena shows his care, like he cares about people in his own way, right? He's very direct with people. He does not sugarcoat with people, and That's how he helps people, and he helps people through action. He's a word of affirmation type of or words of action. I don't remember that love language, but that's the type of person he is. And for me, I wanted to do the same. I just want to give like my most valuable asset, time, out to people, because I know how much it's changed my life meeting the right people. And if I can help connect people to the right people in their particular situation, because I've seen a lot of different business models, I've dipped into a lot of different business models. I know what it's like, and I know the type of people that would do really well with a certain business model and not so well with another one, if that makes sense. So that is kind of my goal for 2020. Like, that's why M&A is really important to me. I just want to give so much back. I want to continue promoting my friends and people I know that are really in it, not so much for them, not money first, but fulfillment first, making sure that, people are taken care of, because this is like, you guys that are watching this, you guys are my family, man. Like, I want to take care of y'all, and if there's someone that I know that could take care of you guys, like, that's the number one thing. Fulfillment first. I think that's the number one thing that's lacking on the internet, and lack of personal touch, because you'll meet a lot of these people, like these gurus or people in real life, because I met like a lot of different influencers online, right? Not all of them are really that, I don't want to say kind, or I'm not throwing shade, but it's kind of like people have this different online persona, and I just want to be that breath of fresh air, where it's just like authenticity, integrity, and just help fucking people, because I just love helping people, man. It's the number one thing why I wake up every single day. And even like doing M&A, I think about, like, so my vision with M&A isn't just like to make tons of fuck you money, generational money. That's not the only reason, man. Like, this goes back into my healthcare like roots, where it's just like, dude, I want to go back into pharmacy, rounding up pharmacies. Not only pharmacies, that's only the first stepping stone, but I want to integrate processes and technology where it supports that patient relationship and supports the vision of healthcare 3.0, right? If you guys don't know, ZDog MD has a great video about healthcare 1.0, healthcare 2.0, where healthcare 1.0, it was kind of like, yo, doctor is always right. They had this authoritative type of thing. And then healthcare 2.0 is where we're at right now, where you have all these quality metrics that don't really track jack shit, and people are so focused on the metrics, and the patients feel there's a distrust with providers and stuff. It's kind of taken away and hurt the relationship between us and our patients. But I feel like we live in this world where, like, we should be using technology and processes to free up our providers' time, right? Things like telemedicine. Dude, it would make providers' lives a lot better, give another income stream to people. There's a lot of outdated ass shit in pharmacy where it could free up a lot of the pharmacist's time, where they can focus on the health and well-being of people and decrease costs in the healthcare system. This is the vision I have, guys, right? And I want to, like, I'm not fucking joking by like saying I want to like help people, right? That is the vision I see myself going in. I feel very passionate about it. And I want to help people on a very personal level through Refugee Hustle, through my YouTube channel too, because I have this vision where I threw out a generic number. I threw out 100K, right? But I want to help 100K like people per day, or 1,000 people per day, or something like that, where, like, from suicide and all this sort of stuff too, man, because I feel like in this digital world, people feel less and less connected every single day. And maybe I'm just one person, right? But at least I can send ripples throughout the digital webs, where it's just like, where I can send out ripples and just kind of show that ounce of compassion and caring and giving a fuck. It's really not, to me, I don't think it's that special. Well, it's very rare these days. And it's just like, this is kind of like the vision I have, man. And And I feel like that's why, some people ask me, right? Like, Kevin, why don't you go on CoffeeZilla's like channel and defend Dan Locke and all? I don't want to be involved with that shit because one, it's not my business to defend other people, but two, bitching and complaining about certain people, that is not my, there's nothing really good that can come out from that outcome, right? What I want to do is just focus on my visions, right? Focus on improving other people's lives in a massive way. And this is kind of like the vision I've been forming over the last things. And maybe, I'm not sure if you guys want to see it. And it kind of, honestly, it makes me a little insecure kind of showing you guys the work in progress, but fuck it. Why not? Let me open up some documents, right? Um, and these are working documents, by the way. They're not like finalized, but health care, pharmacy, healthcare. These are all the things that I've been working on. So I've been working on 3 documents. Oh shit, no, this is an audio file. Fuck, let me close it. I actually recorded it too. But I shared some of these with my refugee hustle fam as well. But maybe I'll take some time to kind of go over everything with you guys too and see your feedback. And this is really dear to my heart because this is everything I've been working on this last month and just really figuring out my own vision. I'm telling you guys, I'm a practitioner too, guys. Like I'm trying to figure out what the fuck I want to do with my life, but you know, some of the things I wrote down was that I'm excited, comfortable working with Dan Pena as my chairman, pushing myself to my limits, and work with the top people in the industry to not only close my first M&A deal, but to grow my healthcare holdings company to 5 million or more. Right. Actually, let me show you the healthcare type of stuff. I think that is more impactful, just so that you guys can see everything that I'm working on as well. But by the way, guys, do you like this? Do you guys want to see this? If not, I don't want to bore you guys, but Andrew B says, "You're awesome, Kevin. Thank you. Appreciate it." Do I have to dig up the video or can I find it easily? I'll leave Vanessa's like thing as well. Let me just open up another tab so you don't get kicked out. But let me copy a link address. I'll post it in here too. Okay. So check her out. That's Vanessa's thing. But let's go back to my thing. And yeah, so basically, what I want to do is really focus on pharmacies and stuff, and really, like I said, vision of healthcare 3.0, where processes and technology enable and empower personalized healthcare and patient provider relationships. Right, that is something that I really want to do. All this other sort of stuff, it's kind of like logistics and stuff. It's not really important, but that's kind of like what I'm working on. These are my affirmations every single day that like I came up with at Dan Pena's and stuff. Like it includes my goals to be a red diamond creator on YouTube, right, and hitting that 10 million. And it's weird because when I tell people these goals and my aspirations, part of me feels like super insecure, right? Where it's kind of like, and I know you guys see this guy on YouTube and you're just like, oh man, he's like confident as shit. No, not really sometimes, man. Just because like I realized by sharing these goals online, like the reason why I feel insecure is because it holds me accountable, right? And I know if I fail, it's like literally all on me. So, these are just some of my goals and stuff like that. So you guys can read it if you want, but I want to share like exactly like, dude, I want to help people escape and grow beyond their 9 to 5. I want to help teenagers, the next generation, to from suicide, man. These are some of the things I want. I obviously have a lot of personal type of things too as well, but those are kind of like my big impact goals, right? And even for Refugee Hustle, I've been trying to kind of redesign my about page because I'm not happy with it. It doesn't really fit my vision too much, but I kind of been coming up with different taglines like, hey, my mission is to lead the next generation to a rich life and generational wealth through digital assets, right? And so I've been just kind of looking at different people's sales pages and stuff like that and just picking what really resonates with me. So that's kind of like my journey right now, man. And I just wanted to kind of share that with y'all and kind of give you that vision, man. That's literally what I've been working on. So if you guys want to work on something like, if you guys have your own vision and stuff like that, I'd love to kind of hear your vision, man. Shoot me an email, subscribers at refugeehustle.com. I'll do my best to go through everything, but I'm really here to help. This is why I'm talking about like where I truly want to provide a more intimate relationship through the digital world, because I think it's lacking far too often. So those are my thoughts, guys. As far as anything else, I'll give like a few more minutes to for you guys to ask any questions. If you guys have any comments, please feel free to do that. What I'm going to do, I'm going to throw this back in the freezer. I'll come back really quick, literally 1 or 2 minutes. Type your comments really quickly, and then I'll answer it. If there's no comments, then I'll end the stream. So I'll be right back. All right, cool. I'm back. Well, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys for tuning into the stream this week. Really appreciate it, y'all. And if I don't get to stream, I might shoot a few more videos. But have a great new year. Would love to hear your goals, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care, guys. Peace.